Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this recording. The five of us were having a conversation privately, and we were talking about why we're so passionate about what we do, why we're so grateful for the position that we're in now, and how this has changed everything for us and how it can change everything for you too. We were getting so fired up just talking about all the reasons why we truly love what we do. And we figured, let's go and record this and share it with people who have open minds, who want to know why we love what we do. We know that, I know that nobody growing up says, when I grow up, I want to be a network marketer and I'm going to partner with Plexus, except for our kids now. Our kids say that. Actually, all of our kids say that now because they see how much we enjoy our work. But that's why it is our calling to share with you what this really is and what this really looks like, because it is a paradigm shift to really learn about what this could be for you and your family, to learn about residual income, to break out of the employee mindset, to open and expand the vision for your life. So I'm Natalie Dolan. I am a Sapphire brand ambassador, and I am here with four other leaders on our team. We are business partners. We work together and we're best friends. We get to choose who we work with, and it's truly, truly a blessing. So I want to share a little bit about what your life could look like if you decided to do that. We'll probably have another one hopping right back on, but but we just stay tuned for that. But so what I want to share my story, I guess, because I feel that a lot of people can kind of see how I shifted into being a successful network marketer through just learning, through opening my mind and seeing what this was. So I started doing this business. I started taking these products, these gut health, natural, high quality, best in class supplements over 6 years ago now, and they transformed my health. There's no question that Plexus products are top-notch, high quality, clean, for the masses, for the young, the old, men and women. And so I started to kind of see how different this was. Consumable monthly products. I started to see, wow, the people who do that, they chose the right field to go into, but that couldn't be me. I didn't have the vision, right? I didn't see much more for my life. I was in school, I was in college classes trying to figure out what I wanted to do for more, how I could use my gifts and talents. And so after these products shifted my health totally, I started feeling better than I'd ever felt. Even being in my mid-20s, never felt better. And I could see all the people in my life who needed these products too. So through prayer, I decided, hey, I'm going to put my story out there. If this can help some people, that would be great. I started to find out that everybody needed what I had to offer. And so I took a look and I learned and I decided, hey, I'm going to do this. I could see everyday, ordinary women like me being wildly successful, changing their legacies, living lives full of joy and awesome experiences and community and growing and thriving. And I was like, man, that looks like a dream job. So at the time, my family, I have 3 sons and we're a military family. And at the time we were really struggling. We were really living paycheck to paycheck. And we were on WIC, and that was my contribution to my family at that point. Being a stay-at-home mom, I was doing that so that groceries weren't such a strain on our family. And I decided I wanted to contribute a little bit more than that. I decided that I knew that there was more out there for me. And same with these women who we all have different stories. We all have different backgrounds. Some of us working full time, some of us stay at home mom, some of us homeschooling. We all had different stories, but we all knew we wanted more. So I was able to quickly get my family off of WIC, and we could afford our own groceries without the strain. Soon after that, we were able to have wiggle room. We could go out on a dinner as a family. We could have birthday parties for our kids again. We were budgeting. We were already budgeting so strictly, and now we had margin to say yes. It's not so much about we want more money. It's that we want more freedom. We wanted more freedom, more experiences, more time together, memories. We wanted to be able to say yes more. And that is what happened. So shortly after that, we had all of that extra wiggle room, and then it turned into my full-time income. I was bringing in a full-time income better than any job I'd ever had from my phone. While my kids were napping, in my free time, getting to learn, getting to go on trips, getting to earn fun prizes and incentives. And it brought so much richness into my life in that way. Fast forward, our family is able to bring in 5 figures a month with Plexus. That is real substantial income. Never in my life did I think I was going to be a 5-figure monthly earner, helping people get healthy, empowering people to want more from their lives, and sharing this information like that. You guys, that has changed our lives. We have a boat now. We go on vacations regularly, multiple times a year. I have so many extra memories with my family, and that has been life-changing. Being able to be generous and give more than I made in a month, that is life-changing. That's impacting the world. And that is what your life could look like too, because you were made for more. When I started this, I didn't see myself as a person who would be making a ton of money. I didn't see myself as a person who was highly successful at everything they did. But I was able to grow and change my identity and learn how to step into my own greatness. And that has transformed me as a person. That has transformed how I show up as a mother, a wife, a friend. And that can be you too, if you choose to step into it. So I am not special. I am just willing. And that's all we're looking for, really. And so we want to share with you some other aspects about why Plexus is a top-notch company, and why now, and why you should continue to take a look at this. So I'm going to pass it off to Tova, and she will share with you a little bit more about our company, Plexus, and why it's top-notch.
Hey guys, Tova here, like Natalie said. So I came from a full-time working background in emergency medicine, critical care flight paramedic. And when I decided to become part of this company 4 years ago, I really wanted to know, well, what type of company am I going to be associated and working for? Professionalism and integrity meant a lot to me. And I didn't know a lot about Plexus back then. So I spent some time looking into it, and I kind of want to sum that stuff up for you so that you're aware and make an informed decision. First off, we know there's a lot of companies out there, and there's a decent amount of network marketing companies to choose from. So kind of what is unique about us and what makes us different. We're 14 years old. So that's a great age for a company that's been around long enough to be stable, but we're still coming up. We're still growing very rapidly. And in fact, last year we were ranked number 28 globally for direct sales companies for the amount of revenue we brought in. So worldwide, we're becoming a household name. And I wanted to make sure I was part of a company that was stable and had a good track record. And our CEO, Tarl, was one of the founders. He's been here from the beginning. So one thing you see with our corporate field is there's not all this turnover of people, which is a really good sign. And people stay around because it's a great place to work. And it was rated, I think the past 3 years in a row in Arizona as one of the best companies to work for, where our headquarters is based. And the kind of things, the values we have, our company automatically reinvests 50% of all profits back into its brand representatives and back into compensation plans for us. They're not here to just see how much money that they can bring in and make for themselves. That's not their purpose. They're really here for creating health and happiness and helping people live their best lives, whatever that looks like. In 2020, Tarl, our CEO, he donated 6 months of his salary back to the company just to use for bonuses for people, because he knew people were having a rough 2020 and they wanted to make sure people had extra. So like, what other CEOs do you hear about doing that? I haven't heard of any. We have over 400,000 brand representatives. So this is a large group of people that have been around a long time that are onto something here. And so that's just a little bit of our history of our company and kind of integrity and character. Other things that make us unique, our comp plan. There's several comp plans out there for network marketing companies, and it's important you understand them and the advantages and disadvantages of each. And Plexus actually ended up inventing their own. They took the best out of several of them and dropped the disadvantages and just made a really amazing comp plan for us, where there's really no limits on how wide you can go and you're able to go very deep. Something else that people look at too is we have compression. So there's no limits on the amount of income you can make if there's people in your lower levels that decide that this is not for them and this is not the place they want to be. The company fixes that for you. So again, really high integrity, and they're constantly doing things for what's best for you, what's best for your business, what's best for the products overall. So I'm so proud to be part of a company that stands for the things our company stands for, and how I don't have to worry. I know they're always looking out for me, and how I know that's not just because they say so. They've proven time after time after time, they've made adjustments that don't necessarily help them financially. They help us have better businesses and higher quality training and higher quality products that in fact do cost them more money, but they want what's best long-term. And that's what's going to, make us stick around long-term. And then the last thing I wanted to kind of highlight, again, you have lots of network marketing companies to choose from, and Sabrina's going to kind of talk about that market. But you have to really put some thought into what am I selling here and what product am I educating people on. And there's a bunch of wonderful products out there. However, I'm not aware of any others that make the difference in quality of life, day-to-day quality of life. And Natalie already mentioned they're consumable. So people living their best life is going to bleed into every other category. So when they're sleeping better and having more energy, they're going to feel better to be a better wife, a better mom, a better husband, a better dad. So as much as I love cookware or makeup as the next person, those things aren't going to be bleeding over into quality of life. And that's one thing that I feel really called to and passionate about being involved in this company, as I know the impact that we're having on people's lives. And I rest easy at night knowing that I'm part of a company that's honest and out for what's best for our customers. And Sabrina will kind of highlight more of that now.
Hey everybody, Sabrina Diaz, and I've been really pondering about this for a long time, and I wanted to debunk some myths that are said about MLMs, multi-level marketing companies, what they potentially stand for. And I'm just going to lay down some facts, and I wrote down a bunch of things. The number one myth that I want to debunk is that the person at the top makes the most money. So a lot of people think big people at the top, little people at the bottom. That is absolutely false. That sounds way more like corporate America to me. How many times have you ever seen a manager make more than their CEO? Let that sink in a minute. No matter how qualified you are, no matter how educated you are, you can only cap so much because somebody is above you. and they will make your paycheck no matter how hard you work. And MLMs do not stand for that. So I have personally seen with my own eyes within my own team that you can pass your upline. Your upline's drive and success is not limited to yours. You can succeed and pass your upline. And it doesn't matter if you come in a decade ago or if you come in last month. You still have the same level playing field as everyone else. And that's another thing I want to come in. You don't have to have a college degree. You are not defined by your success or your past. You come in on the same level playing field. We have all the same products. We have all the same systems, and we have all the same compensation plan. It's what you choose to do with it. And we all have that choice and that opportunity to be successful or stand still or pass your upline or not at all. It is up to you as a person, not a company. And the way to success is to have success in this business, and helping somebody else get to the top and be successful is in your best interest. I have never seen a manager, a boss, a CEO helping somebody underneath them to push forward because it's threatening their job. It's threatening them and their opportunities to grow in the future. So they always want to keep you beneath them. In MLMs, we are one unit and we push as hard as we can, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how new or old you are to the company. We will run with you side by side. And that is how you develop relational work partners. That is a business. It's not a competition in MLMs. Now, you can potentially have more success at the top of the company coming in yesterday. People at the top of the company can be skyrocketed and you can pass them as well. So don't think that just because they've been in for a while, you can't have that same success either. Another myth that I want to touch on is saturation, because that's also a myth. We hear, I can't do this because the market is saturated. Now, if you really think about it, how many people are turning 18 every single day? How many people are real estate agents? How many people sell insurance? How many people are in this kind of company every single day? There is constant turnover, and there is always somebody looking for what you have. So I wrote down a couple of statistics, and I want you to know why you fall into the right category right now. So the NFL is a $12.1 billion company as such as last year. The music industry is $15 billion. The gaming industry is $91 billion. Network marketing is $184 billion. If you are here right now, you are part of the elite and you are where you need to be. You are in the right place at the right time. The US population is about 330 million. Less than 10% of Americans know about Plexus. That's 300 million people left to go. That is a substantial amount. We are not a saturated market, neither is MLMs. So Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they swear by MLMs. Follow the successful people. You are in where you need to be right now. And now Natalie is going to take over.
Yes, that was so good. My name is Natalie Borges. I just want to encourage all of you, and I don't want to be, I don't want to bring the sad news here, but the truth is that our economy is not reliable right now. Our housing market is crashing, and with inflation, we're looking at a recession very, very soon. And I hate talking about the bad news, but it's the truth. And if you don't have a second or third stream of income, I'm encouraging you right now, do what we do and you will have an income that you can rely on. Our businesses tripled in 2020 when people were getting laid off and there were people that were really, really struggling. Our businesses were growing because our products are needed, especially through a health crisis like we had. So I just want to encourage you, like Sabrina said, the timing is right now. I have not seen, I don't think we have ever experienced the kind of economic downfall that we are experiencing, even with the great crash of 2008, because things are not looking good for our economy. And this is worldwide. It's not just in the US. So I just want to encourage you that you can do this. And the timing is for right now. I don't think there's ever been a better time to get into this business and create this stream of income for yourself, for your family. When I first started this business, my husband worked full time and he had a very reliable and stable job. And this was fun money for me. This was a fun hobby that I was doing on the side to have money to get my nails done and go shopping. And as our life shifted and we were going into full-time ministry, I realized that this was actually a very unconventional way, but a very secure and reliable way to create a future for my family, a security in finances for my family and my children. There is so much gold in what everyone has shared because there are no limits. We have an incredible team. As you can see, we're all very passionate, and we have a passionate team of men and women that love sharing health and wellness with people. And our team is only growing and growing, and we're one of the fastest growing teams in Plexus. So to be a part of our team means that you will have the resources, that you will be supported, that you will have everything you need to be successful. And so if you're wondering, is this the right time, or is it overly saturated? The answer is no. This is actually the best time to secure a financial plan for your family through Plexus. Is actually one of the best things I have ever done. One of the best things I've ever done for my family, even in the midst of transition, even in the midst of having babies. I've had all my babies on Plexus. Even in the midst of being postpartum, I have seen growth in my business, and it's because it's residual income. And so I just want to encourage you that this is the time. And if you have any questions, we'd love to answer that. But this is the time for you to say yes to Plexus and say yes to an unconventional way of creating a monumental change and shift in your family's finances if you need that. So I'm going to pass it over to Kylie now.
Hey guys, wow, that was so good. My name is Kylie Davila. I'm a senior Ruby brand ambassador, and I really wanted to wrap this up today with a key and crucial part to all this information that you heard, because you can't go without it. You can't skip it. It's so vital in your success in this business or in your life in general, and that is belief in your purpose. You have to believe that God designed you on purpose for a purpose. You have to believe that you were not born to be average or ordinary. You were not born with any limitations like they mentioned before. You were born to do something great with your life. And so I have 3 things for you regarding purpose. And the first thing that I have is that you have gifts and talents and abilities. And I know, like, looking here at us today, or any successful person, whether it's an author, an athlete, an actor, I know the temptation to think that they just were born with something special, that God gave them something special that you don't have. But that is so far from the truth. We were born with our gifts and talents and abilities that God gave us, but they can be dormant inside of you. You have to actually become aware of them. You have to develop them. And by developing them, that is when you can start to walk in your purpose, because your gifts and talents and abilities and your purpose, those are 2 different things, but you need those 3 things in order to fulfill your purpose. And so I really want to say that. In fact, if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be leading hundreds of women, speaking, leading at all, I would tell you that you're crazy. I remember standing in speech class in college and my voice literally shaking to the point that I couldn't get a word out. I remember my blood was like going from my face. I was like, what is happening? My grandma will tell you, she reminds me every time I see her, wow, Kylie, I can't believe you when I see those videos of you. Do you remember when the news did an interview of you and you just couldn't get it together? I mean, she says it, and she says it with good intentions, but it's true, you guys. I was not born, like, I have had to do a lot of work and be willing and coachable and say yes, like, feel the fear and do it anyways. but you have to believe like you have those too. There's nothing extra special about us. So that is the first thing, the gifts and talents, abilities. I want you to know that you have them and that they're inside of you and that you can develop them. Second thing, I want you to have the belief that you were called to the abundant life. I don't want you to feel bad for not settling. Don't feel bad. I've had to unlearn a lot of things in life. It is okay to want more. A lot of times we want to make a difference, we want to serve, but like we're limited. You can't give what you don't have. Money is a necessity of life. It's up there with oxygen. And to want more out of life, like you do not have to feel bad about that at all. God has called you for abundance. He said that I came to give you life, and not just life, but the abundant life. So it is yours, and God created that for you. And so you do not have to apologize. You don't have to feel bad for wanting to be more stable, like at all. So I wanted to say that you were called to the abundant life. And then the third thing, community. Community is where you start to develop your gifts and talents and abilities to walk into your purpose. It is in community with other people that you're actually able to like become aware of what you're good at and what maybe your weaknesses are and stuff like that. It is community with people. God created us to have community. We're not meant to be in isolation. And so I also want to say you have to make sure you're in the right community, because in the right community, you start to grow and thrive. It's okay when you start walking in your dreams and you start on that path, you're probably going to have to find some new friends or a new circle of people. Because when you start to seek out that life, it makes people feel uncomfortable because it reminds them of how far away from their dreams that they are. And so they try to talk you back into your place so that they can talk themselves back into their comfort. And with this community, I wanted to mention that because this community of my best friends and this Plexus community has like, it's been life-changing in all areas of my life. They constantly pull me up, you guys. Like they constantly deposit into my life. They never take away. They never bring me down. And so you have to be so mindful of that, but get in community like where you can grow and thrive and work on these abilities. We're reading a book, The Power of One More. And he says, what surrounds us is what is within us. So just be so mindful of your surroundings. And that's really what I want to touch on purpose. And I'll leave you guys with, when you do start walking in your purpose, it goes beyond you. So because you decided to show up and you said yes, you give other people permission to do the same. Like you're going to be able to touch somebody that somebody else cannot. Somebody out there is waiting for you, and you will change the trajectory of their life just because you said yes and you showed up today. So belief and purpose, and that God designed you for this, for such a time as this. So that's what we have for you guys. Thank you so much. Get with whoever invited you. If you have any questions, we would love to answer them. And yeah, thanks for listening.